Can you give us a rundown of what these characters do? Like, let's start with the World Forger. Who they call? Beefius or Holocat?
I'll start with the World Forger, I suppose,
Okay.
because he is a tank class. I always play tank classes in all my games.
Okay.
So he's essentially, yeah, they have the highest health character,
Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty relevant in our game. So the health is referred to as energy, and I'm sure you one of the mechanics you've noticed is that
Yeah.
in order to use our high impact abilities, which are the protocol cards,
Mm-hmm.
you pay their cost through their health,
Okay.
which is the high risk, high reward kind of mechanic of our game. But it also allows the World Forger to just take in more damage as well as use more cards. And then
Mm-hmm.
he also has the least mobility. And then they have a lot of abilities that allow you to build structures. So
Okay.
they allow a lot of zoning on the map. If that's your thing, you can put in 1 to 3 World Forgers into your squad.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of more delay-based abilities,
Mm-hmm.
buffing, shielding. So in our game, we have very limited healing. There's almost no healing in the game, but there are some. But
Yes.
rather than healing, we have shielding. And in order to
Yes.
do most powerful shields, you have to leverage your own health to give a shield to someone else. And then World Forgers having the most health are like really useful for that.
Yeah.
So they really bring that defensive focus onto your team. Um, Especially through their single class abilities, so abilities that only they can use, like the bunker, so they can build a structure that
Yeah.
can occupy themselves or a low health ally nearby. So it all falls under that kind of thematic.
Yeah.
The Reaver is more of a aggressive melee character. We like to call him a brawler or bruiser.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a lot of weapon abilities that just do single target damage. They have less HP. They have average speed, so they have well, not so much speed, but MP. So they can traverse 5 MP at the beginning of the game. That's their
Okay.
cap.
Okay.
And yeah, they just, if you like really aggressive characters, their lineup of cards give you a lot of really like close range abilities that do a lot of damage. They don't
Mhm.
really have any defensive abilities like the World
World
Forger does,
Forger.
unless there's some cross class abilities. So there's some Reaver World Forger abilities,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you get to the cross class abilities, you start to see like a mix of the thematics of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
So you do get a little bit of that, and that's great if you have, like, let's say a squad that is maybe 1 World Forger, 2 Reavers. You can get some of that defensive ability from those cross-class cards.
Oh.
Holocat, why don't you go for the Spectre and the Archon?
Yeah, so the Spectre is what we call our assassin class.
Mm-hmm.
So they have the lowest energy points, but the highest movement points.
Mm-hmm.
And they are kind of a caster of sorts. They have a lot of like one of their themes is the infiltrator, so they have a lot of kind of ninja skills
Mm-hmm.
to get into places, and then they're really good at like sabotaging, so hacking things, taking over their mind. They also have a lot of elemental energies that they weld, so
Yeah.
they're good at these really big effects like EMP and stuff like that. And they're also really good summoners, so they have a lot of gadgets and lots of little homies that they can summon to fight for them.
Yeah.
And the Archon are the actual ARBO species that the game is named after. So they are the alien species that came to Earth and kind of kicked off the events of the lore here. And so we call them our adapter class because they're kind of a unique class compared to other games.
Mm-hmm.
They weld a lot of like cosmic energies, so they have a lot of like really strange abilities. They're the only class that really, well, I guess not the only, but they have the most cards that affect the actual card draw.
Okay.
Mechanics in the game, and then they have some like shadowy powers. Like they have some of the only, I guess, like healing and life steal abilities in the game.
Okay. So those are our four classes. Thank you, Beefius and Holocat. Like.